the fact is that his father, of whom he was scared but also always seeking approval, his father, Prescott Bush, was a U.S. senator who was involved with oversight of and very involved with the secret operations of the CIA in those years, was an extremely close friend and also business associate of Allen Dulles, the CIA director who John F. Kennedy had fired. And I found a letter from Prescott Bush to Allen Dulles' widow, I believe it was 1969 when Dulles died, and he said that the whole note, and this is strange, this is when you're sending a condolence note, the whole thrust of the intelligence note was, I was so mad at the Kennedys for what they did to Allen. Now, I don't know, that letter is 6 years after Kennedy was killed. Lots of other things happened.
The Bay of Pigs you're talking about. Blaming Allen Dulles for the Bay of Pigs?
Well, Kennedy, I think, had always wanted to get rid of Dulles. He had kept him on because he was advised, you really can't get rid of this guy. But I think he had always intended to get rid of Dulles because, as a young man, Kennedy's own values, and this is, again, not reported well, even by these so-called liberal media. They always try to convince you he was a hawk on Vietnam, he was this, he was that. It's basically untrue. And if you do the research, you find out it was untrue, and you find out that he was from a young age, he was a big fan of self-determination and independent forms of governance for other countries, and these were the very countries that produced the raw materials and generated the markets that these large American corporations needed. The same corporations that used Brown Brothers Harriman as their bankers, that used the law firm that Allen Dulles and his brother were attorneys in, and so forth. It was this whole small network with United Fruit and the big mining companies and what have you, and they were their people. The Bushes were their people. And so the likelihood that George Bush had a different viewpoint, that radical different viewpoint from his father, who really very clearly hated the Kennedys, I think is almost nil.
I have heard, and then we should move on, that George Herbert Walker Bush may have warned the Kennedys about efforts to assassinate Jack.
That I've never heard.
Yeah. We've been joined by Russ Baker. He is the editor-in-chief and founder of whowhatwhy.org, and everybody should go there. It's a great, great website, and they are a nonprofit organization. They don't accept any advertising. He is the author of Family of Secrets, a comprehensive look at the Bush dynasty. Real reporting, real journalism. I cannot thank you enough for taking time to be with us.
It's my pleasure, David. Always enjoy it.
Thank you. Can you stay on the line for 1 second?
Sure.
You're listening to highlights from The David Feldman Show, heard nationwide on Pacifica Radio, or as a podcast on iTunes, Stitcher, and now YouTube. Please subscribe to this channel. For more information, go to davidfeldmanshow.com. Thank you for listening.
The David Feldman radio program is made possible by listeners like you sad, pathetic humps.